downloadable games are kinda sneaky because they often show up for purchase with little warning, forcing me to go out and buy a points card on probably a weekly basis. That said, here are some downloadable and handheld games coming in 2011 that I've already set aside the coin for. If you're into old science fiction, retro-inspired art, and puzzle platforming, Tales from Space About a Blob will have you covered. Play as an alien blob who initially has to escape from scientists. You can devour items smaller than you to grow, and you can spit them out at enemies. You can even bring a friend in on the fun thanks to its multiplayer mode. iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad owners looking for a very different gaming experience can look forward to Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP. It's an interpretation of old-school exploration and adventure games that allows you to experience the game's beautiful pixel art world at your own pace. While there are battles to be had, you can, should you desire, spend the entire time taking in the scenery. Also coming this year from Cappy Games is Might and Magic Clash of Heroes HD for PSN and Xbox Live Arcade. This is one to watch out for, especially if you're into adventure role-playing games featuring lots of action and puzzle mechanics. Might and Magic Clash of Heroes for the DS won the Canadian Video Game Award for Best DS Game last year, so if you dug that, chances are you'll dig it in HD. The Ghostbusters will soon be making their return to consoles in their new game, Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime. This is the first Ghostbusters game since 2009's Ghostbusters the video game, but this time around it'll be a digital download. It's also a much different game. You'll control the Ghostbusters in top-down shooter levels and be able to bring along friends into the action with co-op gameplay. The first episode has already debuted on the PC to rave reviews, but Back to the Future the game will be hitting your favorite console sometime this year. Set 6 months after the end of the third film, the DeLorean time machine reappears in Hill Valley, driverless, and you have to help Marty McFly go back in time to solve puzzles to keep the space-time continuum from falling apart. That game company will be faithfully following up their PSN hits Flow and Flower with their next very thoughtful game, Journey. You can explore the game's world any way you want it. As you travel the landscape, you'll come into contact with other players who you can cooperate with, or you can go your separate ways. Losing a companion mid-game might bring you down, but don't stop believing that I'll be alright without you, even after the fall I took off that one bridge in the desert. No year would seem complete without at least a couple Pokemon games, and thankfully this year we've got Pokemon Black and White version to look forward to. Each game contains certain unique areas to explore, and for the first time in the series, the seasons in the game will change, and some areas will only be accessible during the right season. But what I'm looking forward to the most besides getting out of this snowstorm is getting my hands on Nintendo's 3DS. The DS is already home to some of my favorite games, and it's looking like I'll have many more favorites to play now in eye-popping 3D. And although the ability to take 3D pictures is pretty cool, I'm most excited about not having to wear those dorky 3D glasses to enjoy the effect. There are many more handheld and downloadable games I'm looking forward to this year, but I only have so much time, so it's a good thing I get to tell you all about them every single week. There's more EP after the break, so stick around.